Hello everyone, my name is Max. I also go by the Pathwalker, and welcome to a new beginning. This channel is about me improving my life and journaling the process. I do so by uploading a video starting now once a week. I will be aiming to upload this video around Sunday evening, but sometimes it won't be quite there. In these videos, I'm going to be talking about what I plan on doing in the forthcoming week. And then 1 week later, in the next upload, I will talk about how I did on what I wanted to do and what I plan on doing for the next week. The goal is to track my progress, accomplish goals, have personal reflections, and mainly do so in a very authentic and genuine way that isn't forced, that I hope people can relate to in their own way and find some inspiration or some ideas or anything that could help other people to improve their lives as well. It is a form of accountability on my end as I try to improve my life, but I truly do also value the effect that it could have on others. I have actually started this channel with essentially this goal in mind back in 2020. And I had a period where initially what my plan was uploading daily vlogs. And that only lasted about 3 months. I took a year and a half break, restarted again, and then I went for I don't know, a year and a half was it? Maybe almost even 2 years, I think. I don't remember now. But I was doing daily videos talking about it. And then I stopped and took another year break, and then I resumed again trying this weekly thing, and then that kind of fell off course. And I'll explain what happened with that a little bit too. But here we are again. I have unlisted the previous videos, but I will be putting them I will be making playlists for those segments, just so if people want to see them, because I think there's a very big value to seeing the process of how I came to where I'm at, even just now, even though this is the beginning, what occurred prior to this point. So when it comes to self-improvement and improving oneself, there's a lot of, it's a very broad term. It could mean a lot of different things. But I'm going to talk about the things that mean most to me and are most important to me at this point in my life. For a little bit of background, apart from what I just said, when I first started this channel at the time, I was trying to still figure out my career. I didn't even know exactly what I was trying to do. I had like a small-time kind of security job, which I didn't talk about at all because I wasn't uploading videos then. And then I ended up getting a very corporate job that I was at for 3 years. Today we are in October of 2025, and I quit that corporate job right at the start of this year in January of 2025 to pursue an alternative career path that has always been a passion of mine, which is live streaming. I specifically live stream on Twitch, and I previously did not want to combine my live streaming side and my YouTube sides together because I feel like they're distinct in their own ways, but I've changed my mind. I want you guys to really, both my live streaming side to see what I'm going through personally, and your audience to just see me live and see what I do. So my Twitch channel is Chariot Rider, one word. I'm going to post it in the description, and I encourage you to check it out. Currently, I'm streaming basically every day. That's the plan actually for a while now, but especially for now in October, I'm kind of doing like a horror October where I play a lot of horror games. That's essentially what most of my live stream content is. I'm playing some games, sometimes I'm talking and doing other stuff as well, but that's what I do. I've always had a passion for content creation, and the reason why I've chosen to quit my corporate job and do this, thankfully I had the financial means to do so. And I know I'm just still very, very small time right now, but I've always had this passion, even like since I was a teenager, and wanting to kind of just do this type of content creation thing, speak out to multiple people. And I just know that if I didn't really go for it 100%, because I tried it, but I wasn't really giving it my all. Having a full time job at the same time, just it's not the same thing. Um, I I would regret it if I was old and I didn't end up trying this, and just to know what could have happened, you know. And that's why I've made this big change. Now that said, because that is a very big part of the way that I'm improving myself, the career side, there's also a lot of other things that I'm trying to work on. I have struggled with having a lot of just general healthy habits, um, mainly sleep. I have I've been better at it. I'm starting to work out again, but I want to be like very physically fit, not just muscularly and strength wise, but also cardiovascular. I want to eat healthy. I want to spend time with my family more. I want to socialize more. I want to go out more. I want to have new adventures. I want to just travel more. Um, I want to have I want to explore more new hobbies. I want to walk outside in general. And I also, very importantly, want to find a life partner that I can start a family with. And one of the things that gets in the way of me finding a life partner is my unfortunate addiction to porn and masturbating that I've had for, I'm 30 years old now. I'll be turning 31 in 2 months. Um, and I've had I've had problems with porn and masturbating since an extremely young age. I don't need to get into specifics, but for a very long time, and quite intensely. And I think this has kind of warped my idea of what sexuality kind of is, or you know, sex, how that works, how it can connect to somebody else. And I think this is one of the biggest cripples to me in terms of finding a life partner. But not just that, the amount of energy, anxiety, stress that I have, I feel like this has always been an issue with me. And on that note, I will say that very in line with all of the other things I'm trying to improve on in my life, one of the things specific to porn and masturbating is that the reason why people often do this, especially people like me who have a very strong compulsion and addiction to it, is that it's an escape. It's like an emotional regulator because you're not really happy with what's currently going on in your life. And it helps kind of just regulate you to kind of escape from just feeling bad about yourself. I will say there could be different reasons as well, but for me, this is the one that I personally resonated the most. And essentially, that means that the way that I am able to conquer this addiction is by improving my life to a point that I'm very happy and comfortable with it, and I don't need porn or masturbating to want to escape from it. And so that's really what I'm trying to do. Currently, I am on a very positive upswing. Um, it hasn't lasted that long, but I have, from being in a state where I would just be having terrible sleep in my room all day, waking up to the point where I'm waking up even at night because my sleep is all over the place, um, not working out at all, barely doing any live streaming, barely doing anything, just sitting around playing video games, watching porn, masturbating, um, looking up random stuff, being on my phone all day. I was in that state, and I was realizing, like, man, well, I mean, I knew this before, but I was just not in a good place. And one of the things that has really pushed me to want to start making a change from that state is as I'm getting older, there's things that I want to do in my life. I currently believe I'm in the best phase of my life where I'm healthy physically, mentally, and I'm independent and I can do what I want to do. And I think, it ranges where people are. It could start from, for some people, as early as, 20 years old or 18 or something, and it can last until 60s or maybe even 70s, depending on the individual. But the point is, in this time window, you have the capacity to do so much with your life. And at some point, you're not going to be able to do these things. One of these things that I really want to do is start a family, and I want to start a family in my 30s. I don't want to get older and older and older. I want to start a family in my 30s, and if I want to do that, I got to get my act together. I got to improve things big time. I need to, um, you know, get a lot of negative stuff out of my system. I need to really work on what I'm doing with my career, and I need to figure things out. And not just figure things out, but actually do the work that's necessary. Because, you know, time can fly. And, I'm going to be 31 soon. Before I know it, I'll be 35. Before I know it, I'll be 40. Before I know it, I'll be 45. And then I'm like, whoa, what happened? Right? Can't just mess around. You can't just focus on having fun and not taking things seriously. And something I'll just share about improvement is that it's uncomfortable. Part of the changes and part of the changes that I'm making and wanting to improve yourself, you have to change. And change is getting the body and the brain to adapt to something new. And that's an uncomfortable process, especially if you're trying to change something that you've been doing for so many years. It's not easy to just change that. It's uncomfortable. Your body's like, no, bring me back to what I want, what we were doing before. So these steps, it's not sunshine and rainbows, you know. And I'm really going to try my best to talk about that. Um, so I was talking earlier about the fact that I was in a positive upswing. So here's what happened recently. I started working out. I started going to the gym. I'm going to the gym twice a week with a buddy. Not just that, after the gym, we often talk. We sit outside. We're outside of the gym, kind of like a community center type of environment where we see other families, and we just relax and talk. Wasn't doing that before. Um, my sleep, my sleep is a lot better. My sleep, while it's not perfectly where it is, it's it's at least getting into the manageable territory. I'll talk more about the specifics a bit later. I also uh, began a no porn and no masturbating streak again. I've tried this before. The furthest I've gone was about 30 days, and currently we are on day 7. Once today's over, I'll be 7 days complete. I also just started, and I'm actually going to be finishing a 5-day water fast. That means I only drink water, nothing else. I'm also having like a little bit of salt for electrolytes, but that will end tomorrow, and I'm excited to end it. I've been doing a lot of these things. I've also just been kind of just having a better attitude about wanting to spend time with my family, and just doing new things as well. I started taking dance classes again as well. I take a salsa and bachata classes. So all of these things kind of just started to come up recently. And I think anybody who is actually going through genuine improvement will notice that even though you should start with kind of one thing at a time before trying to tackle a million different things at once, um, you'll notice that kind of everything just starts to work together and things kind of become easier. Like even just now, like during this process, I didn't even really make like a really conscious effort of it, but I just naturally started thinking how I'm thinking of learning more recipes. I want to start getting like a meal plan. I want to start focusing on healthy foods, you know. Um, I just decided to do this YouTube video series again, starting right now. I'm streaming every day. I was barely streaming before. Now I've been at a streak of streaming like every single day. A lot of things have been kind of coming together, and I think this is the perfect time for me to just restart this series as well. And even though one can say, oh, let me start at the first of a month, or let it be the first of a week, or something like that. I really encourage anybody who wants to start improving themselves on a big way, start now. Start now, or at least like tell yourself, like make a deadline, say like very soon. Like let's say it's like for instance, last night I decided I was going to upload a video, but it was late at night. I'm not going to do it. I want the light. I want there to be like daytime outside. I said I'm going to be uploading this video. And today didn't go like as ideally as it could have. And I could actually have streamed earlier, and that was kind of what made me think, can I just do the video? Can I just start this video tomorrow? I was like, no, let's do it now. Get it done. If you start to do this thing where you just say, I'm just going to do it tomorrow, who knows what your mood is going to be again tomorrow? You're kind of not, you naturally extended what you were already thinking. So then you're thinking, it's not a big deal. I'll just wait another week to do it, or whatever it is. Start as soon as possible with these things, because um, there just isn't a I don't know, like it's such an exaggeration. I think it comes down to some level of perfectionism that some people can have. I also wanted to share something and say, because I mentioned before regarding the um, the previous attempts I've had at this series, which were the daily vlogs, and then more recently the weekly vlogs again. I don't think I am currently right now like starting from like a ground zero. I think that ground zero really started back in 2020, and possibly even before then, when I had other thoughts. Even though I didn't upload a YouTube video, I was things were in my mind, and that is to say that improvement in oneself, even though streaks end on things that you're working on, or in my case, I'm just talking about like the YouTube series that I've had in the past, that was work that was done. There was a push, there was a drive, there was a fire that was going, and habits were being formed, and things were being learned, mistakes were being made, and things again were being learned from those mistakes. So I don't want it to seem like the point where I'm currently at now, even though I'm calling it a new beginning. Um, I think the work that I had done over the last 5 years, especially, has really contributed to where I am now in a positive way. So let's now just quickly talk about what I'm going to be focusing on for this next week, and things in general, but at least things that I'll be actively talking about. Oh, well, that's a little bit weird. I didn't think my camera was going to just show up over there. That's fine. We'll just put this over here. Okay. So, number one priorities here. Go to sleep between 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. and wake up between 7:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. Very big. By the way, I just want to get out of the way in case it was like a little bit distracting. It's my background says, "A man is what he thinks about all day long." It's just a reminder for me. It's a quote I really like. So, go to sleep between 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. and wake up between 7:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. This to me is my most ideal sleeping range, where I'm sleeping between 7 hours and 30 minutes and 8 hours and 30 minutes. And I really don't want, I really want to stick in this range. No porn or masturbating at all. Work out at least twice a week. I'm going currently with my friend to the gym on Mondays and Fridays. There's a home workout that I like to do on Wednesdays. I would also like to do another home workout on Tuesdays. I could even do a home workout on Thursdays as well. I'm not going to get into the specifics of my working out at the moment. But the point is, minimum twice a week. Aim for 4, even better 5 if I could. But for now, we're starting out still early. Let's not, put too much on ourselves. Aim to live stream every day, but minimum 4 days a week. So right now I'm trying to build this habit where I'm live streaming essentially every day if I can. Just like, hey, stream. There's no like break or idea to this. Maybe I'll need a break at some point of a day or two or whatever it might be, but that's fine. Obviously things will happen, that will get in the way, like, oh, I have an event or of some sort. Walk outside every day, huge. It doesn't have to be long. I'm just going to walk around my neighborhood 5-10 minute walk, nothing big, but I want to get that. I always feel good walking around. Build a structured, healthy meal plan. These are my current goals that I'm working on right now. And I'm not going to get into more specifics than this. I used to get into way more, not say complicated, but I think I complicated things more when I started saying, got to do this goal, got to do this goal, got to do this goal, let's maintain this, let's do all this. Keeping it simple, to me, this is the number one stuff that I want to be doing. I could also add, socializing more for my family, helping my family out more when I can, trying to meet more with friends, work on some hobbies. But for now, this, as you can see, is essentially all health related and also my career. That's it. To me, these are the most important things for me to focus on right now. So, the plan is we're going to keep doing what we're doing, what I've been doing really, and I'll talk about how this week went. Currently, we're at Tuesday, so I'm going to be uploading on Sunday evening around then, and I'll be talking about what happened. Again, this keeps me accountable. It lets you guys see my process. And I really encourage anybody to leave any comment that they want, positive, negative feedback, anything. I'd love for people to share their own stories. I've had people comment on my videos in the past where they talked about what they're doing. I love that. I'd love to offer advice if you want it. Again, this is all about being authentic and genuine. There's no exaggerated stuff here. I'm also really looking forward to the fact that I'm connecting both of my YouTube and my Twitch together into one, where people can kind of just, if you kind of just watch my YouTube stuff and how I'm improving, you can just catch me pretty much any day live and see what's up and what I'm doing. My YouTube channel is also kind of a different side to me. It's not fake, but I am a little bit more of a goofy character. It's functionally it's an entertainment kind of thing. So I do exaggerate a little bit sometimes. I might make some jokes. There is sometimes a little bit of inappropriate stuff, that comes here and there. Obviously, I'm trying to stay within the guidelines or the terms of service that exist. But it's you'll see it's a different side to me, especially on some occasions. There's also drinking, and I think alcohol and drinking is another thing that I'll be talking about at another point whenever it comes, because I haven't had to drink in a little bit, but I'll talk about it more when it becomes more relevant. So with that said, I'm pretty happy with the length of this video, especially because this is going to be my channel introduction and just giving you guys kind of the big background and everything. Most videos will be shorter than this. Ideally, I would like to aim for around 10 minutes or so for my weekly video, just to give an update. I might have some other one-off videos that are not part of the weekly improvement vlog journaling series. Maybe just a point or a topic that I really want to talk about. Sometimes in my weekly vlog, I'll just talk about a topic as well, of course. But maybe I do want to do more work there. Lastly, just because I forgot to mention it earlier, I very likely have some form of attention deficit disorder, ADD, ADHD. I don't know what it is, and personally, I'm not choosing to seek out medication for it. I'm trying my best to find ways that I can function optimally, wake up on time, do the things that I need to be doing, trying my best to not get distracted and lose track of time when I'm doing things in my day, and building healthy habits. That's what I'm still trying to do right now. And so because of that, if anyone else has ADD or ADHD or something like that, maybe this channel and just watching me could maybe relate to you a little bit more as I struggle. Again, I want to talk very authentically and genuinely and get into the nitty-gritty about what happens when a day doesn't go right and what those details entail. I could talk about previous examples, but let's just start right now from like a kind of clean slate approach, because of this being a new beginning, and see how this week goes. talk about it, and whenever something comes up, I'll talk about it more. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you if you took the time to listen up until here. This is my life, out there. Obviously, there's going to be some things that I don't fully talk about that are more personal, but I really would like to get as personal as I can without getting too personal. And best of luck to anybody. I know that life can be really, really tough on people. Everyone has a very unique situation, but I truly believe that everyone can make a switch to improving their lives. And I want people to be there for each other. And I really want to just do my best to make the world a better place. And this is what happens to feel more aligned with who I am, what I feel like I can be good at, and what I want to do. And that's what I'm pursuing right now. So let's try our best. Whoever you are, if you're listening to this, good luck. Try your best, one step at a time, and you're worth having a great life. So put the effort towards it. All right. See you guys Sunday night.